Hello my loves and lovettes. Sorry if the camera wobbles, but I'm coming to you from a different place, and I've had a bit of fun setting it up and playing around. I know I haven't posted for a while, but I've been doing a fair amount of growth, self-evaluation, could say communion with the universe, and it's been really good. I'm loving it. I find it really funny when you're on this path and you're doing really well internally. You're learning and you're enjoying and you're loving what you're doing, and around you is this chaos and madness that make you wonder, what the hell, man? Because you actually feel okay, and it's normally it would have turned you into a spinning, whirling dervish of anxiety and crazy, but because you've been doing this work and you're so much more centered, you're able to separate yourself from what other people are going through, even if they are aiming that at you. Because quite often when you are going through this transition, people around you won't like it, because you're not the same. Your vibration rises and they don't know what to do with that. They don't know why you aren't reacting the same way that you used to. They don't know how to get that same response from you that they're so used to relying on. They don't, yeah, it's like their stability is shaken a little bit. And so they could be carrying on a real treat around you. I know, parents who have said to their children, you don't love me anymore, and what did I ever do to you to deserve this? And that's because the child has stepped out of their codependent need to comply and do go above and beyond for the parent to keep the parent happy, and they're learning to put boundaries in place. And so the parent can't handle that and resort to guilt or temper tantrums or bribery or whatever they think will work, and guilt is usually the first one. But it's not just parents, anyone who is around you when you're going through this, they can either get on board and support you, which a lot of people do, or they will kick and scream and buck a bit, and then they'll either get on board and accept it, or they will be removed from your life, either by you or by spirit or the universe or something. They will, just because they no longer sit in resonance with your vibration, they will just slowly move out of the picture, which I find really interesting when you're going through this. And the other thing, oh, love a duck. The other thing is, oh, excuse me, I have barking dogs here too. The other thing I find really interesting is that when you get into a higher vibration, you not all the time, I'm not saying all the time, because some people still manage to press the buttons that you haven't dealt with. But most of the time, when you find your center, it's really hard for people to shake you out of that. Now, something really wanted to come out there, so I think I'll take that. There. Yeah, they really want to shake you out of it. But they don't. And you keep this real center and you can see so much clearer. You can see why they're doing what they're doing and you don't react instead of taking it personally. Anyway. Whoop, yes. Today I'm using the Tarot of Dreams by Cirro Marchetti. Oh, I love this card. Faith. What was I talking about? Staying centered. And this is really keeping your faith when you've been challenged. And you keep centered in your growth and development and what you're going through. I love him. And if you look, it's not one faith. There's not one faith. So I love that. Let's see where we are. I don't have as much room, so we'll see. Just move these over for now. Nine of Cups. So we've got an offer coming in, and the Page of Cups. The offer could be bringing a message. 10 of Cups. Oh, just beautiful, beautiful way to start. So, yeah, so I'd say the Knight of Cups is coming in to offer you something. It might be tentative, but I'd say they want to offer you basically everything. Hearts, roses. Oh, and underneath that is the Two of Cups. So I'm guessing it's love. I'm guessing that's what they're going to offer you. You know, it's subtle. The universe is subtle, but that's how I would read it. Because the other thing is you've got Mars and Venus standing right beside each other. And as we all know, men are from Mars and women are from Venus. The King of Coins is coming down underneath that. So he's probably, or she is probably sitting in their grounded, very earth, solid in their material abundance, good career, solid house foundation. They could have, you know, financial security, and they're not flighty. They can be a bit boring and a bit staid, but they're definitely not flighty. Under that is the Nine of Swords. Now, something might be holding you back about this. You could have been burnt in the past. Because this offer is coming through with a Knight and a Page, the offer is a Page, so it's a pretty small, even though what they're trying to offer you is big, they might be tentative and you know, wary. So you could be a little confused, or you could be really unsure. Next is the Emperor. And the Nine of Swords is looking at the Emperor. Now, the Emperor, if you look at this, the Emperor can be, sorry about the shakes, my shakes. The Emperor can be, in his imbalance, can be very dominating and overpowering and very, very forceful, quite controlling. So in the past, you could have experienced this and been wary of a new relationship should that happen again. And you're tossing up whether, you know, this person, hang on, let me show you. You're tossing up, and that's why you're looking one way. The King of Pentacles is very grounded, and if you look at him, he's quite serene. And then you've got your back turned to him, quite scared, looking at the Emperor, who's got a very stern, almost defiant look on his face. Then you've got, oh, beautiful, lovely, don't worry. You've got the Palace of Wands, which is not in the usual tarot, but in this tarot, it's the environment. It's not a person, it's the environment. And this environment is very passionate. There's love, there's abundance, there's lots of insight, power, intuition, passion. So that's where you're leading to. And the Nine of Coins, I mean, it's the complete, this offer is the complete opposite of what you're scared of. If you're scared of losing your independence and your ability to choose, if you're worried about being controlled again, it's a 9, so it's the sign of independence and successful independence. The card that's the advice is the Four of Swords, and that is take time out. Take time out to meditate. Don't sit in this though, but take time out to calmly and serenely meditate on what you need to do. Because the truth will out. Keep your faith, because that's the overriding message of the reading. But it does look beautiful. I can understand why people are very wary of getting into new relationships when they've been seriously burnt. It could be in childhood or in adulthood, or a continuation of both. But, you know, as I was saying before, when we raise our vibration and do the work on ourselves, those people from the past and the people in that previous negative energy don't affect us. They don't gravitate towards us anymore. So they're far less likely to recur if we've done the work. We need to do the work first as to why we attracted people like that in the first place. But once we've done that, and we're sitting in our abundance and our independence and our little Palace of Wands, that tends to disappear. The card that fell out, by the way, this is a new oracle. It's called the Intuit Oracle. It's just been released, so it's by hang on, good Lord, I'll put it in the this is just really wonderful. I'll put it in the comments down below. Please forgive me, my brain seems to have stayed where I left it, but the card that fell out is the Moon card. And even though this is a full moon, we're coming up to a new moon tomorrow night. So, and this could be seen any time. It's not date specific. It's very general. So it talks about fantasy and subconscious, romance, intuition, psyche, affection, recognition, invitation, sensuality, and divine feminine. Obviously, divine feminine isn't male or female. It's just the feminine energy. The moon talks about things unknown, unseen, but also secrets coming out, realizations of the subconscious, and all of that. So if you're taking time out to meditate and resolve these previous issues, it's definitely saying that you are very strong in your intuition and your psyche, but recognize the reality, not the fantasy, which the fantasy doesn't always have to be good, by the way. The fantasy can be this fear of repeating the cycle. So use your intuition to decide whether you've overcome that and you're ready for this. That's probably why the page is so tentative on wanting to offer you this absolute divine energy. I mean, it's beautiful. It's the 10 of Cups and the 2 of Cups. You know, I just heard the love and marriage, love and marriage. You know, that's that duo. Anyway, I hope that resonates with someone, and let me know if you overcome this past hurt and the fear associated with it. I'd love to know. Thank you, my darlings. Hugs and kisses as always. Bye.